Hi there guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks very much for joining us again today. Got a very short video for you today that'll show you how to make a website for your business in under 10 minutes. So we're going to be using Wix to do the website today, and you can gain access to Wix for absolutely free by clicking the link in the description below. So once you click that link, that'll take you to your own personal free trial version of Wix. And once you've done watching the video, hopefully you'll be able to give it a go and utilize it to make a simple website for your business. Once you log into Wix, it'll ask you to create an account. You can do so with an email or a Google email, or this gives you a couple of options. You'll be then taken straight into a wizard that'll allow you to make a website. It'll take you through the process. So if for whatever reason that hasn't happened and you've arrived at something that looks like this, you will have an empty screen here. Obviously, I've got a couple of sites on the go, and what you're looking for is this Create New Site button. So once you've hit that, this will then open the wizard that I was talking about earlier. So once you've logged into Wix for the first time, this is the screen that you should be able to see. So it's asking us what kind of website are we creating, and obviously you'll be from a range of different backgrounds and a range of different needs, and the category doesn't have that much impact on it at this stage. It's just kind of to give Wix a rough idea of what direction we're heading in. So let's say, for example, that I am an estate agent. So we're going to go real estate agency, click next, and it's going to ask us then, what's the name of it. So I'm just going to put that in as an example for us today for this tutorial. So at this stage then it asks us, what kind of sections do we want in there? What features do we want in our site? Obviously you can delete these, and if you haven't added anything at this stage and you want to do so later down the line, there's no problem at all as well. So, don't think too long on it. You've got a couple of things in here that are kind of, useful for the vast majority of people. And then other features, if you don't see them here, are available as well within Wix. So, but if you see anything that, is like, yeah, I'll definitely need that, just give it a tick like that. Okay. And then hit next. That will then take you to this screen, which allows you to utilize a template. Now, being as I'm on a clock today and I've got to get this done in less than 10 minutes, I'm definitely going to go with a template. I always recommend people use templates because it's a lot quicker and more efficient to utilize a template that closest resembles what your site or idea is, and then evolve it to fit your needs. Okay, so once you hit template, it'll take us then through to the extensive library of templates that Wix has on offer. So as you can see, just in real estate, we've got 57 pages of templates that are kind of associated with that. So whatever you're looking at, whatever you're looking for, there'll be something in here for you. So you can utilize the text-based search on the top right-hand side, as well as some of the categories right here as well to kind of narrow down your search. So have a good look around, spend, enough time kind of browsing and having a look at stuff, and don't overthink. So, okay, that you're looking more at a general structure, a menu layout, and a kind of a rough sort of flavor of what your idea is really. So say this one here is very minimalist, and even if yours was nothing to do with architecture, for example, you could hit the view button to give yourself a preview of it to see how the site feels to use and how it kind of navigates, and say, for example, yeah, I'm happy to kind of go forward with this, and even if you think this area here is a little bit dark, for example, then I'll show you exactly how to retrofit that. So hit edit this site in the top right hand corner, and you can see that it'll take a minute to initiate that site and load it up. However, it's very, very easy to approach, very, intuitive and easy to access for a beginner. And it's, you're starting off with a very good foundation at the end of the day. This template already looks like a really good site. So as long as you just kind of replace the text to say what you want to say, then you're going to have a great looking site, so you can only kind of do damage to it really. So for example, this area down here, before I get into that, then these text blocks, when you give them a single left click, you can see them. And if you want to, replace that, for example, just double click it and that select the text in the field, and you can just put whatever you want there, so you can literally retype things. If for whatever reason you don't need those updates, you can just left click it and then hit backspace on your keyboard and get rid of them like that, you know, so you can kind of strip things back a little bit. And you know, you can select things as a group and move things around. Every little sort of shape and object and square is, you know, editable in terms of size. So if you select something, you see these little move points on it, and you can modify the size of things by just clicking and dragging them really easy. There's an undo feature up here in the top right hand corner. So if you make a mistake or move something by mistake, you can undo it just like that. And you know, depending on what your business is, I'd imagine the vast majority of traffic that you'd get would be actually from a mobile device. It's surprising how much that dominates now web use. So, you know, you're going to be building your website on a desktop, you know, and you're going to need to bear in mind that the vast majority of people that are going to see it are probably going to come from a mobile, depending on what you're doing. You can do so by looking at it through the perspective of a mobile in the top of the screen here. Okay, so if you switch to mobile there, it'll give you a preview of what your site will look like to a mobile user. So what you have to bear in mind is that any changes that you make here will not take effect on the desktop version in terms of deleting, resizing, moving and things like that. So if, for example, that you just want the images on the mobile version, for example, okay, so just for argument's sake, I can delete all of that text using the same method by just single clicking it and then hitting backspace on the keyboard. I removed the whole section there by mistake. If I undo that, just trying to do it with one hand, so, and then there, and then if I go back to the desktop version, you can see that the text is still there. So the requirements for a mobile site are quite different from a desktop, so that's quite a useful thing. You can see that I kind of deleted them, but they're still there in essence, and they're just hidden. So if you want to reintroduce them on your mobile site for whatever reason, you can just hit show there and they'll reappear. And always, it's always good practice to preview your site. So always have a look at it to see what it would look like from an end user perspective. Okay, so, and you can see that this is like a section, and if I click that section, it gives me the option then to change that background, and I can change that to a color. That gives me like the color palette for the site by default. So if I choose that, for example, it kind of gives it a little bit of a brighter, look in general, and you can see that, that image could easily be replaced and it would quickly become something completely different for a completely different kind of business. Anything that you want to add will be mainly through the add elements button here, and you can see the vast majority of web tools are there. Pages are handled there, and then anything that those two don't cater for, you'll get through the app market, which is built into Wix. Okay, so to keep true to the video title and to get this done in under 10 minutes, I'll have to bring it to a close there. So the best way to learn this and pick this up now is to give it a go yourself, and you can do so by clicking the link underneath, and that'll take you from the description to a free trial version of Wix. If you enjoyed the video and you want to see more content of this nature, give us a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you've got any suggestions for future videos or any questions, leave them as comments down below. Thank you very much.